Yup. They're talking about this guy. Talking about this guy. And specifically this. So why does it say notify me? Why are you saying upcoming? Wait. Apparently I had to refresh. I may have had this page up pulled up, or I may have had this page pulled up for quite a while. So this is the one we'll be listening to today. Oh god, I'm deaf. Oh. Ow, my ear holes. Yeah, I fixed my audio because apparently I was super quiet. And now I might be too. Actually, better yet, back to music, back to 20 and just set master volume to 0. Haha. So now you will hear no game sound. Is it too loud for you too?
Uzi
No?
ran, crunching snow beneath her feet as she put distance between herself and the bunker. She ran for a full minute at least, not concerned with direction, so long as she was anywhere but Colony 31. When the roaring wind swallowed Audrey's pleas to return, Uzi...
I need a recap. Okay, yeah, well, now you know what I've been listening to. Hang on, hang on. I'm probably gonna misspell you. Yes. Hang on. Not you. Give me the red dot. You know what? How far does it go? About 1 hour mark. Let's just listen to the last minute-ish. Last time on Murder Jones. Yep.
Main entrance on the double. We have a code U in progress. I repeat, we have a code U in progress. Are you kidding me?
Oh. Hey. Blue. You want to join me? One who is supposed to be guest? Ow, I'm deaf. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh no.
ちょっと待ってください。Okay. Let's try that again.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me without being in agony now?
Ah, yes, I can. So I found
Good.
out why my Twitch streams were always so quiet.
Hmm.
Um, I have my headset at like 50% volume 24/7, and
Oh.
my PC volume is the same as my headset volume.
Oh.
So when I fixed that, I had to lower my game sound. Ah, merci. Also,
Well, at
hello,
least you got
Astro.
all that figured out.
Yeah,
After
so
all,
now I'm going to be adjusting the volume of everything. Because, ow, my ear holes.
Oh boy, this is
Yeah.
that's gonna be a time sink.
All of Discord is now at 39%, by the way.
Probably a good idea.
I mean, and you see what I now have YouTube at. It's low.
Yeah, it's me. Hey Jesu. Hey Drone Stall. I see you.
Resume the recap.
Todd was supposed to be on guard duty, not the WDF's #1
Wait,
workaholic.
I'm blind.
Did this
I'm deaf.
woman ever go home?
No.
They must have finally canned him at her insistence. But what were the odds of that happening tonight? With the cautionary alarms, as well as the alert by Audrey, the WDF's night watch was bound to flock to the main entrance. The doors were open just enough to allow her small frame to pass through. Uzi clenched her fists.
It's now or never.
Uzi broke into a full-on sprint,
I
clearing
am
the
on
first
a,
door by sliding underneath it.
It's a
It
6
was
to
quick
10
and
second
smooth,
delay.
thanks to those parkour videos she downloaded. Springing to her feet, Uzi weaved between the second set of doors that were
Also,
drifting
sorry if you hear
apart
squeaking.
before
My
making
chair
a
is very
break for
loud.
the final set, which was opening
How
with a
dare.
horizontal crevice in the center. Once she had enough of a running start, she dove off her feet and soared through the opening. With perfect form, she rolled through the jump for a somersault back to her feet. She'd made it. She was outside.
Stop!
The first responders had arrived at the end of the hall to gawk at Uzi standing in the snow.
Has she gone insane?
Oh.
Hey!
Oh,
get
that's
back
right.
in
They
here!
Not out
stare.
of the woods yet, Uzi set to work on inserting the keycard into the outer access panel to reset the doors and cut off her pursuers.
Uzi, I know you can hear me. Stop this right now and come back inside.
Uzi ignored the attempts to dissuade her. The WDF never understood that she'd committed to this long ago and wouldn't abandon her plans now. She couldn't. Audrey continued pleading.
Hey, Cass.
Do this. If you're afraid of getting in trouble,
Can you
won't.
can you
Just
stream
come back
the
inside and we can talk.
the thing for me,
For the
please?
rest of your life.
Mm. Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you.
So I will be, in order to not have blue um, delayed. I apologize if my PC
It
freezes.
may or may not chug.
Yeah. I just pulled up the task manager just to
Yeah.
check on my computer stuff and make sure that it doesn't 5 CEs until you're gonna beat me.
I don't know what that means, but I wish you good luck.
We're racing to level 40 for this quest here. Knowledge level of 40.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, he's gonna win because I do not have the brain power to do critical encounters while listening to something that I know is going to heavily distract me.
Oh, yeah, well.
There's a reason why I'm about to go do like random side quests in Yangsha. Wait, Serprold, have you finished this Yangsha map already? I don't want to spoil actual content while I'm here.
Uzi wasn't moved. With a final tap of the keycard, the doors came to an abrupt halt and began closing again. She smiled with satisfaction, knowing none of the guards would make it through, and tossed the master keycard back into the entryway. It clattered across the floor and came to a stop at the feet of the shocked WDF personnel. She gave a mocking salute and some parting words.
Bite me.
The doors slammed shut.
No, not the one with the turtles.
Dramatic music.
Yeah. Okay, so bite me, and the doors slam shut. Now, starting from the beginning. Today on Murder Jones Shift.
Will I ever get out of this door?
Why are you in the door? Wouldn't the door be preventing you from leaving a room? Or something?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to. What I do with me and my doors is my own business.
My, what big teeth you have! I just now noticed what's in the background.
This whole time.
I saw the yellow, but I'm just like, that's a weird claw marks. Okay. I did just now register that that's the eye
Snow
teeth.
beneath her feet as she put distance between herself
he
and
locked
the
him in?
bunker. She
But
ran
not
for a
in
full
the
minute at
door,
least,
but he's
not
in the
concerned
room.
with direction, so long as she was anywhere but Colony 31. When the
You should be
roaring
very
wind
concerned about
swallowed
direction, my
Audrey's
dear, because you're
pleas
gonna need to go
return,
back
Uzi
eventually.
slowed to catch her breath. It was
Yep,
funny.
I realized those
The
were
odds
teeth
didn't
just
need
now,
great,
and that's why I'm
but
like,
mimicking human
oh,
behavior
okay.
had long become second
Big
nature
bad
to her.
wolf of
As
robots.
the weight of her
Right?
achievement set in, she chuckled, which quickly evolved into howling, triumphant laughter.
I did it! I'm finally out of there!
And now what you gonna do?
She fell to her knees, collected handfuls of snow in her hands, and squeezed, watching white flakes seep through her fingers. Setting her bag aside, Uzi flopped onto her back and spread her arms and legs, brushing them along the ground, her purple LED eyes fixated on the sky above. Amidst the falling snow, she could see the vast ocean of cosmic void beyond Copper 9's atmosphere, dotted with sparkling stars.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
She
she's
reached her hand
she's
toward the
really,
beyond.
really
It
talented with
reminded
those
her of the
voices.
photo in her
I
dad's
love her,
room.
Uzi.
Him, Nori, and their
Uzi and
little
Audrey act
Uzi,
like they're the same
savoring
age.
quality time at a frozen lake. Looking at her open palm,
Enjoy the snow
she
for a
closed
minute.
it into a fist as she remembered why she was out here. She collected her bag,
Yeah.
stood up, and wiped some clinging snow from her clothes.
Murdery things.
The snow had a body imprint of Uzi's size with
calm
what looked
before
like
the
wings
storm.
and a long skirt. She'd read about this somewhere. Humans called them snow angels? She recoiled at the thought of her wearing a dress. That wasn't her style.
I'd look pretty killer with wings, though.
Focusing on her task, Uzi brought out her
I
geographical
enjoyed that
map of the
snowstorm.
surrounding area. Months of
I could
WDF exploration
close the
sketched a
entire
detailed
state
chart,
for like a
making
week.
Uzi's job easier. She hadn't strayed too far from the
Right,
colony, so
roller.
she could
That
use
was all the
that as an
same day.
estimated
I remember
distance.
now. That was all the same
Lark Factory
day.
was about 2 miles
It's still the same
northeast of the
day.
bunker.
Oh
If she
God.
followed the landmarks, she'd be
She's
there
doing
within
this on
an
like
hour.
4 hours of sleep
Running
mode.
would also shave time off. If luck favored her,
That's
she'd
right, she's
find
trying
her
to fix
stabilizer,
the-
prove
Yep.
her weapon's effectiveness, and then the real work could begin.
No sense standing around, Uzi. Copper 9 isn't going to save itself.
Khan had to wait in his room for nearly 20 minutes until WDF
Scene
technicians
change!
arrived to spring his lock. The door barely slid open before he lunged out and grasped the nearest drone by the shoulders, which happened to be Audrey.
What happened? Where's Uzi?
Audrey's expression was as grim as her response.
She's gone, sir.
Gone?
Audrey presented the master key card.
She used this to open the doors and took off. I tried to stop her, but... You know, Uzi. Girl won't listen when she's set her mind to something.
But why would she?
Khan released Audrey's shoulders and stepped back. Audrey tilted her head with concern.
Sir?
Khan spun around and went to his bed. Kneeling, he pulled the metal box out from under the mattress and opened it. His eyes hollowed when he found the missing railgun and a disturbed stack of family photos. The world spun as Khan slumped against the nightstand.
No, she didn't.
Somebody! Get Doc!
Audrey knelt beside Khan and helped him to his feet.
Easy, sir.
Right? I was
Let's
thinking the
get
same
you to the
thing.
security office.
Thad didn't know what to make of the news. Waking up in the dead of night to a Code U in progress wasn't on his weekend bingo card, that's for sure. Everyone in the colony knew what a Code U entailed. Uzi doorman attempting to escape. It was part of the WDF's long-standing game. Hardly anyone took it seriously. It was more of an, oh, that's our Uzi moment than a cause for concern.
Wow.
However,
I wasn't
this was
expecting the-
first time
Yeah.
Oh, that's our Uzi.
From the panic in Mrs. Worksworth's voice, the game wasn't fun anymore. When his dad received a call from the security office, Dad couldn't resist tagging along to see what the fuss was about. The colony had fallen into complete pandemonium. The WDF struggled to contain the influx of curious and concerned citizens that converged on the security office.
Yup.
There were a few
She got them
individuals who
used
were
to
more
it.
agitated by being woken up than anything else.
Again,
and
she's
rather than
very
simply going
smart.
back to bed, they had trudged out of their homes to give the staff a piece of their mind.
Wait outside, Dad. I won't be long.
Nodding with visible disappointment,
Yeah,
Thad complied
she
and
escaped for
stuffed his
real.
hands into his pockets.
It's like the
He
boy
was
who
hoping
cried
to
wolf,
learn why
but
everyone was
intentional
losing
this
their
time.
minds.
What do you mean she said psych?
Even amongst the crowd, Thad recognized that preppy voice.
Lizzie!
The blonde cheerleader and her blue-haired lackey were among the assembly. Lizzie's thumbs flew across her phone as she live posted on social media. Wading through the crowd, Thad approached his classmates.
Hey!
Lizzie only glanced up from her phone to recognize him before going back to typing.
Oh, hey, Thad.
Did you hear what went down?
No, that's what I was going to ask. What's going on?
This time, Lizzie lowered her phone to look at him.
Oh, get this. crazy gun girl just dipped.
Crazy gun girl? You mean Uzi?
Yeah, she opened the doors and took off.
No way!
Way. This is probably the part where I say, I hate to say I told you so.
No, you
but
don't.
I'd
You
be
absolutely
lying.
love to say you
I
told you so.
told you so.
Thad was more
There it
concerned
is.
with Uzi's escape than Lizzie's boasting. He knew Uzi was daring, but he didn't think her downright mad. Even the most seasoned WDF members wouldn't dare
Didn't
set
think
foot
her
outside
mad.
after dark.
Hold up. Didn't think her mad. I'll blow them all to kingdom come. Yeah, not mad at all. Nah. Nah.
What could have
Aren't you still
compelled
trying to
him
turn it into like a
He
soundbite?
stopped that thought in
Yes.
its tracks and recalled his conversation
But
with
I need to
Uzi
have
at Dad's book,
sub-able
specifically who
button
mentioned of a
enable thing.
stabilizer for her rail
Because
gun.
I want to use it for that.
If
That
the
would be
scavenging toys
awesome.
didn't bring one back, she'd get it herself. Thad's eyes widened with realization.
Oh no!
Khan sat in the chair, watching the playback of the exterior camera
Usually
footage.
do them and
The
succeed.
unmistakable image of his daughter using his master keycard to cement her escape before taking off into the cold only spiked his anxiety further. Doc monitored him to make sure he didn't crash from the stress. Audrey was finishing her recounting of the incident.
When everyone
That's the
just
last we saw of
assumes
her.
she's gonna.
This is my fault.
They just assume she's
You
gonna fail.
couldn't have known.
But I did. We fought earlier, and that may have pushed her to do this.
But why? She knows how dangerous it is out there.
The door to the security office swung open.
Does no one
Doc was
listen
the
to
first
her
notice who it
presentation?
was.
Thad?
I think I know where Uzi's going.
Khan stared at him.
I mean,
then
who
urged the
took her
guards to let the
seriously after
boy
all
speak.
these years?
Where? She needed a stabilizer for that railgun of hers. I think she's looking for a factory of some kind.
Audrey wound back the footage.
The nearest factory would be the assembly plant 2 miles northeast. Looking back at the footage.
Don't
Come
remind
on,
me.
Derek. I still want to see that rubric.
Kid is on to something.
Khan slapped the palm of his hands to his thighs and stood up.
Then
We're
there's no
like on
time to
tour.
waste.
He brushed
Oh, look,
past Audrey
Tile.
and Doc and
You're
approached
my
the
friend
beer
now.
storage lockers in an adjacent room.
Where are you going?
Bringing Uzi home.
Khan swung open the door and began to arm up. The statement sent a wave of quiet throughout the room. Those gathered shifted uneasily.
He's actually going out there?
Sir, aren't you our leader?
And she's my daughter. The murder drones will be hunting, so I have to find her before they do.
Khan turned to address the crowd.
Any
Huh?
volunteers?
Silence. The
That's
drones
not surprising.
shared anxious expressions, but no one stepped
He helped
forward.
cultivate this.
Their inaction
Yes.
left Thad
He's no one to
gobsmacked.
blame but himself.
They were the WDF. Defense was in their name. One of their own, a young drone no less, was stuck outside with murder drones on the hunt, and not
don't
one
tempt
of
him,
them would
Jesu.
stick their necks out for her. Perhaps Uzi had been right about
Forward
more
to
of
a
this
door.
history. He
Chat
almost felt
door.
ashamed for wanting to join these guys, given how they responded to this crisis. Only Audrey and Doug
Mhm.
stepped forward.
I'll go.
As will I.
Khan shook his head.
No. Audrey, you need to stay here and look after the colony if something happens to me. Doc, you aren't built for expeditions, and if the murder drones get a hold of you, we lose our best doctor.
Is he just gonna hoof it alone?
If I must.
Khan, do you even know how to use the repair kits? If you or Uzi get hurt, you'll need to be stabilized, and with all due
No.
respect, you're no medical drone.
Khan was ready to retort, but he closed his mouth as soon as it opened. Doc was right.
He doesn't
He
know
knew
about
how to apply
sellers.
patches, but nothing that a medical unit was built and programmed to tackle. His expertise was door construction and leadership, not medicine.
What about me?
All eyes fell on Thad.
Dad showed me how to handle repair kits when I was little. I'm athletic and can keep up if things get hairy. I also know Uzi, and maybe she'll listen from there.
Absolutely not.
Dad, hear me out!
Joining the WDF when you came of age was one thing, but you're not even out of high school yet. This is dangerous territory, Thad. Literally.
But Dad,
No buts.
would you let me?
Thad, that's final.
Would you listen to me?
Thad's yells silenced his father. He was as stunned as Doc when he realized his uptick in volume. He wasn't one to yell, especially at his old man, but he had to at least plead his case.
Dad, I get it. You're right. This is dangerous. But Uzi's out there. And Mr. Dorman will have a hard time using the kit properly. You've always told me to help others when I can. And that's what I want to do now.
I'm pausing because I don't want to talk over this. Couldn't they just download the information to Khan?
Good question, actually.
I mean, if Uzi downloaded parkour videos to know how to do it.
And she watched parkour videos.
No, it specifically said download.
Was it download? I don't remember. I've been up for 18 hours.
It didn't specify if it downloaded to her or downloaded to a device for her to watch from, but...
Oh!
I stumped the author himself!
Oh, damn. Wasn't expecting that.
Standing up bed, not stumped. Downloading safety things, stumped.
Meanwhile, I'm just thinking, if only Khan had listened to Uzi like Doc is listening to Thad right now, a lot of this could have been avoided.
That also might be why Doc is listening to Thad. Smart people learn from the mistakes of others, not just their own.
Thad and Doc is actually trying to be a... That period.
And ruin the plot! You're not plot relevant anymore. Ouch, that's like ultimate insults. Okay. Okay.
Khan shared a solemn look with Audrey, but didn't speak up.
You've never seen what those murder drones do to others. I have. I can't stand the thought of you being one of their victims.
So, Mr. Dorman can risk his life, but I can't.
Khan is an adult, and Uzi's his daughter. He understands the risks while you're still grasping adulthood.
You've always told me helping people is important.
You can't help anyone if you get yourself killed.
And I can't help anyone by doing nothing. Uzi isn't just another drone.
Oh,
or
God,
even Mr.
I can only
Dorman's daughter.
imagine.
She's my friend. I'm afraid that if Uzi dies out there, and I did nothing, knowing that I could have done something, I will live with that guilt for the rest of my life. You do whatever you can to help those in need, especially family and friends. Who taught me that?
Doc stared at him, visibly torn, but his son had raised a question that he already knew the answer to.
I apologize for mispronunciations earlier.
I did.
Then let me act on that example instead of saying it. Please, Dad.
When Doc didn't reply, Thad grew concerned that he'd deny his plea. Instead, a gleam of resignation streaked across his old man's visor, and he silently collected a repair kit from the storage locker and approached his son. He held it out for Thad to take. Thad was initially stunned by such a forward answer, but eventually he nodded and took the kit. Doc drew him in for a hug.
You don't fight the murder drones. If you see any trouble, you get out of Dodge like you're making for the end zone of a field. You hear?
I hear. Thanks, Dad.
Doc released his son and patted his shoulders with a strained, prideful smile.
You're growing up too fast.
Watching the argument between Doc and Thad reminded Khan of his and Uzi's earlier that evening, and he wondered if this could have been them.
He's a good character.
Unlike him,
I like Doc.
chose to support his son, risks and all. How different would things have been if Khan had done the same? Could they have avoided all this and worked through her problems together? Oh, how he
Probably.
hated what ifs.
You're sure this is what you want, Thad?
Thad gripped the repair kit to affirm himself.
I am.
Very well.
Khan turned back to the locker and grabbed a K1 stun pistol from the rack. The bunker wasn't an armory, but Khan recognized the value of internal security measures. He wasn't going out unarmed either, though he prayed he wouldn't have to use it. Once he'd finished arming up, he looked to Thad and nodded.
You ready to go?
Excitement and nervousness warred in Thad's eyes.
Made ready.
What are the rest of you standing around for? Open the doors.
Audrey swiped
That's
the
weird.
keycard across the
It's
access
weird to
panel.
hear you say that.
The hazard lights flashed and the klaxons blared. The
I still said
doors
it, though.
began to shift.
Technically.
Good luck, Sarah.
Technically.
Khan watched the white fog flood the entryway.
I hope we won't need it.
Be careful, son.
You know it, Dad.
After a parting hug with his father, Thad joined Khan's side.
Let's
The
bring
full
Uzi home.
name.
Together, they set out into the cold, dangerous world of Copper 9. Copper 9 felt a lot bigger
Somehow, I
than Uzi
feel like there's a
remembered.
Dio joke in there.
Part of that was the 7 years spent underground, but the lack of other life reduced her to a lone, edgy speck inching along the snow-covered canvas. Darts of hail peppered a mosaic of white across her jacket, and her only company was the sighing wind. Every step she took was the furthest she'd been from home. Checking her map, Uzi estimated her location to be near a stop sign on Deckard Boulevard. It was
Reminded
over
of,
a mile out from the colony,
wow.
meaning she was almost at the assembly plant.
I'm reminded
The
of
sooner she made it
Samwise from
inside,
Lord of the Rings.
the better. She was too exposed out here for her liking, and the visible absence of murder drones was literally cold comfort. While Uzi couldn't see them, it was impossible to tell if they could see her.
Just
They
assume
could be
yes.
perched on an unseen ledge, skulking
Just
in
automatically,
random
yeah,
buildings,
it's a good
or
assumption.
circling above her head using the weather as cover. She wouldn't know until they were upon her, and then
Yes! Knew it!
it'd be too late. She avoided trekking across open ground as much as possible, ducking between snow-enveloped cars and keeping her head down to limit her profile.
So many little Easter eggs
It
you
would
trickled throughout
suck
the
if she
entire
came all
story.
this
I
way
love
just
it.
to have her head taken off by a camping murder drone. She hated that cheap tactic in video games. She didn't need it ending her life. Uzi felt something under her boot. Inclining her head, she raised her foot and gasped aloud.
You don't want to.
Buried up to its face in snow was the lifeless husk of a worker drone. Its black screen indicated that it had been devoid of power for a long time. Perhaps they were a casualty on arrival night. Like a magnet, Uzi's eyes were drawn to her
No, be kidding. I'm
surroundings,
not coming.
examining them more closely. Another
That would
drone's
actually be a
arm
Call of
stuck
Duty
out
I
from the
wouldn't mind
snow,
playing.
its fingers clawing for help that never came. The cap of a third barely breached the snow, resembling a hump in the road. There were many more corpses strewn about, and Uzi's circuits turned as she
definitely.
realized she was standing in a parking lot.
And yet at the same
Once
time, she
a
only
lively
uses knives.
hotspot of activity that
Modern
became a
drone fair,
killing
too.
ground for the murder drones. Now it was a graveyard, with the arduous work of burial left to the elements.
With all the
The string
magic.
of bodies continued up to the rusted metal doors of the
Right,
assembly
I forgot
plant.
it's in there.
Checking her map, Uzi confirmed her destination. She'd made it. Lowering the map, she prepared to advance, but stopped when she saw it. Uzi's eyes hollowed, and her CPU was overloaded with awe and terror, unable to believe what she was seeing, hoping to deny reality. Sprouting from the roof of the factory like some fungal parasite was a morbid facsimile of a structure composed of innumerable bodies of worker drones.
Ah!
They twisted and
Lovely.
collided into the sky before terminating in a serrated claw that grasped at the moon. It was the murder drone's calling card, their lethality symbolized by a monolith
Modified.
of slaughter. A corpse spire. She'd read about them in the WDF report.
Was that sound in real life? And
What? What'd you hear?
what? Not what I wanted to do, but okay.
Of worker drones. They twisted and collided into the sky before terminating in a serrated claw that grasped at the moon. It was the murder drone's calling card, their lethality symbolized by a monolith of slaughter.
That sound. No, it was in the video. I
Okay.
actually thought that was a cat getting into I'm like, what the
Oh. That's fair. I found Felix earlier playing with something, and he somehow earlier today apparently got up on the desk and took doll solver symbol from her.
No! The one on her finger?
Yep.
No!
Luckily, it's not damaged. I gotta move these.
Yeah, I gave you space.
I know, I need to do that.
Excuse me. There should be space for everyone.
Also, while this is paused, I remember seeing this in another content creator's video, but they kind of tried their best to estimate just how many drone bodies would make a spire that big. And I think they estimated it at like 180,000, somewhere in that ballpark.
On one hand, I want to doubt that, but on the other hand, I also know humans are prone to using robots. For every little task.
Uh-huh.
I say as I literally ran a robot to vacuum our house earlier today.
She's not wrong.
Nope. I need to empty it and run it again.
And the thing is, that's just one spire.
Yeah. And if you're talking like a planet and it's supposed to be a mining colony, I think it was, yeah?
Something like that.
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot. Plus, they never specified if those were all corpses that the murder drones specifically killed, or if they included corpses that were already defunct by the time they got there. Because, humans have a penchant for, oh, it's broken, toss, buy a new one, instead of repair.
The casualties were so high on arrival night, they constructed spires as monuments to their slaughter. I remember that from the first episode. Great line, by the way. It goes so hard.
There's one big city on Copper 9 with 8 districts, kind of like New York City boroughs. Every district has at least one of these spires. At least one.
So does that mean that due to Audrey's accent, this is kind of like the Bronx of Copper 9?
Well, if that's the case, wouldn't the rest of them also have a bit of accent? It could be that maybe she's from the Bronx area and then just came over to this area.
I think things kind of got jumbled up on arrival night. What with all, the
panic, gather.
Everything. Yeah, exactly.
Now for creepy sounding
Ooh.
imagination.
A corpse spire. She'd read about them in the WDF reports, but the descriptions fell utterly short of reality. Thousands of lifeless faces locked in silent, agonized screams urged her to flee lest she join them in eternal communion. Her body wanted to heed the dead's warning, but she was too paralyzed with fear to move.
Compensating for something? Maybe?
Despite Uzi's every nerve beseeching her to run in the opposite direction, and she seriously considered it, her stabilizer was in that factory. If she wanted to enter the building, she'd have to approach the spire. It wasn't bound to get any better once inside either.
No,
Why not?
yet. I want to, though.
Climbed to her feet.
Hoping to tomorrow for a date day.
But still she stood and approached the factory. There was no hiding her fear, but she had to press on. If she quit now, the murder drones would continue building these things. One was more than enough for a lifetime.
And who's to say they wouldn't continue building them, even if you did get the stabilizer and you did get the railgun working?
In the snow. By now, any tracks would have been filled, but Uzi's boots were heavy and left distinct
No Way Home was
prints.
amazing, though.
They were visible enough for Khan to pick up his daughter's direction.
Holy crap! This is what the outside world looks like?
What's left of it? Let's get moving. She went this way.
Right behind you, Mr. Dorman.
Thad jogged beside him, but his head continued to swivel as he took in the sights. Khan supposed he couldn't blame Thad's wonder. It was his first time leaving the colony. No descriptions in the WDF's expeditionary reports or in survivors' stories of arrival night captured the vastness of Copper 9 for those who hadn't walked its surface.
It would have been such a slap in the face if she got to the factory and the stabilizer just wasn't in there.
For everything you do, really. But don't you think Uzi may have been onto something?
Khan ceased his walking.
Excuse me?
The outside world is pretty neat. I think a lot of the drones would agree it'd be awesome if we could start living out here again.
It was exactly as Khan feared. If Uzi and Thad started spreading this rhetoric to their friends and classmates, the colony would have even more cradlers wanting to leave.
Yep.
It was a nightmare waiting to happen.
Have you forgotten that the surface doesn't belong to us anymore? It belongs to the murder drones now. They're why we don't go out at night.
Well, definitely.
It's too great a risk.
We're taking a risk now, aren't we? So is Uzi.
Uzi doesn't know what she's doing.
How can you say that about your own daughter? I've heard everyone say all kind of things about Uzi. They've called her a freak, a troublemaker, a crazy, angsty, moody dreamer, but not one of them called her wrong. Because she wasn't wrong. And I understand that now after seeing how afraid the WTF were to go out and save someone who needed them.
You're too young to know what the surface was like on arrival night. Many of them lost friends and family. They aren't too eager to face those monsters again.
Then why join the Walker Defense Force if you're not going to defend?
There are other ways of defending that don't involve combat.
Like hiding behind doors, right?
Those doors are for everyone's protection, Thad.
Uzi didn't feel protected. She felt confined. The more you tried keeping her in, the harder she tried getting out. Now she has.
Did you come out here to help me or judge me?
I'm helping
Both.
you, but I don't think you understand why
Both.
Uzi did this.
I understand perfectly why Uzi did this.
Do you?
It's her mother. It's always been about her mother.
Thad's planned retort died the moment her mother was mentioned.
Uzi never said anything about her mom.
It's deeply personal to her. And myself.
Did Mrs. Dorman die?
Khan considered ignoring the question, letting silence answer for him. But if he and Thad were going to work together, there couldn't be any room for tension, and there was plenty already. Thad's willingness to risk his life for his daughter convinced Khan that he was worth telling.
Sometime after arrival night, Nori kept our family safe. She had gifts that most worker drones lacked. Gifts that allowed her to fight the murder drones.
Surprise widened Thad's eyes.
Mrs. Dorman fought them?
She not only fought, she won.
How?
As I said, Nori had gifts. I can't say I understood them completely, but they allowed her to do things no other drone could, and by RoboGod, did she know how to use them.
Thad could see the tension in Khan's body melt away as he recalled pleasant memories of his wife.
So, what happened?
Khan's nostalgia faded as a solemn shadow fell over him.
We were betrayed.
Betrayed?
When backed against the wall, some drones will do anything to survive. Nori's gifts were incredible, but they also painted a target on her back. Someone we thought we could trust sold us out to the murder drones to avoid being hunted themselves. We ran, but Nori was hurt. The bunker was so close, but she was lagging behind, and the murder drones were almost on top of us.
Oh god, this scene.
We're almost there! The bunker is just ahead!
Missiles sang overhead, whistling their high-pitched tunes before they crescendoed into a spectacular fireball that knocked the Dormans off their feet. Nori hugged her daughter tight to avoid dropping her as she roughly landed on her side. The toddler-sized Uzi bawled in terror. Khan crawled on all fours to tend to his wife.
Come on! We can't stop now!
God, I can't make it.
Don't say that! You're going to be fine!
Khan attempted to help her stand, but a pained grunt from Nori thwarted him. Nori's right ankle gushed oil from an open
Not the reaction
wound,
I was
and the
expecting.
ankle was severely bent out of shape, too damaged for her to stand. Khan wasn't deterred. She'd saved their family many times. Now it was his turn to save her.
I'll carry you then.
You can't carry us both. I'll slow you down.
We can make it! We can still...
Without a word, Nori pressed Uzi into Khan's arms.
What?
Go. Take Uzi and run.
Khan shook his head, disbelieving. Had she understood what she asked of him? She was telling her husband to leave her to die, to leave their daughter without a mother. If she fought, even with her powers, she wouldn't last long with her injuries.
No, I can't! I won't! We're a family! We stay together!
Nori seized her husband by the shoulders, pleading with her eyes and voice.
Khan! You and Uzi are all that matter. As long as you're safe, I'll be okay.
Mama?
Offering a warm smile, Nori planted a kiss on her daughter's head.
Mommy will be okay. Be brave for Daddy, all right? I love you. Always.
Please, don't do this!
Nori pressed her lips against his, and the chaos around them fell away. Time seemed too slow, allowing the moment to last longer than reality allowed. When Nori pulled away, the world moved once again, and the danger returned. A trio of winged shapes approached in the sky over her shoulder. Death was coming for her, and she'd meet it roaring.
I love you, Khan. And thanks for, everything.
Nori, don't you
Just say like.
Activated her power, and a purple symbol flashed across his chest. It hoisted him off his feet and propelled him toward the waiting bunker. Khan hugged Uzi tight with one arm, but reached out with the other as if he could take her with him.
Nori!
His wife rose to her feet,
Ooh,
hobbling
echo.
slightly on her bad leg as she turned to face the encroaching murder drones head on. Both of her hands were ignited with the symbol of power that had always kept them safe. Now, it was to be used in her final act as a mother, paying the ultimate price to ensure the safety of her family. An act of true love and sacrifice only a mother would pay. And there was no mother like Nori Dorman. She looked back at him, and they locked eyes for the final time. Khan saw no fear or regret, but acceptance. She'd lived a fuller life than most drones ever would. With a smile, her visor displayed a final message.
Die mad!
The doors closed, sealing the bunker from the outside world and Nori's fate. Khan sat despondent in the entryway, staring at the doors that had saved their lives while condemning Nori's. Uzi cried in his arms, and he instinctively hugged her to his chest. He couldn't hear the voices of the other drones trying to coax him up. There was only the undeniable reality. She was gone. His recounting...
I wanted to explain my laughter, but also didn't want to interrupt the scene. I'm imagining the outtakes. When she's grunting with the injured leg. I'm imagining how many outtakes she did. You know, it sounds weird out of context. It sounds so weird and laughable out of context.
Out of context, sure. I mean, it's just as out of context as our neighbors probably hearing me scream at the top of my lungs, Nori.
They're like, man, he really wants some seaweed.
If they even know what that is. Like what Nori is.
They might.
One thing I did do for that scene in particular, because I knew it took place at a different time in the story, I made sure to record the lines for that scene on a different day than I did the rest of the episode, just to try and give my voice some variance to it. I'm not gonna lie, listening to it back, like being played back to me like that, that's, my God, that is rough to get through.
Yeah. Also, y'all did really good. Every time there's an interaction, especially a tense interaction, they match volume levels. It's like something that can happen a lot when people record things without listening to each other is one person ends up being much louder in the recording, and the person can end up being much quieter. But y'all can like match the pitch so it sounds like they're actually talking together.
I like just to think that we have that much good chemistry on the team.
I think that may be editing.
Yeah. It's a good story.
Yeah. Especially when you have like both talking and yelling too. Cuz like you don't it's like y'all's talking volume may end up being lined up, but then whenever you, which is wild because none of you shared a voice acting session together. Yeah.
I know, right? Like, I can't believe it came together that well.
And like both of y'all knew exactly how loud to yell. Almost like y'all had rehearsed it together. Or at least that's how it seems.
Yeah.
And but jumping subject a little bit, I still don't get the die mad thing. It's like, but she there was no, there was just, she acceptance. What? There's no bad.
It's an edgy retort in the face of death.
I think bite me is more appropriate.
And don't be sad that they're dying. Be mad.
But they're not the one dying.
Yeah.
So
I
know,
it is so heavily influenced from episode 7 there.
But I don't get it in the episode 7 either. Honestly, whenever we watched that episode, I wanted to slap the shit out of Uzi. I'm like, bish, you need help.
I mean, yeah, that. I mean, all that self-sacrificing bullshit was just that. It was bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh. And then in 7, it's like, murder drone. Do you forget who your boyfriend is? Spoilers, sorry.
Yeah, fair. But in this case, considering there were 3 of those things flying at them, yeah, she was the only one that could actually fight them off. And even if she did sacrifice him, I'm pretty sure she gave him a good trouncing. Yes, exactly.
Killed your freaking mother. But they never saw the body, did they?
Would they leave a body?
Mm.
For all you know, Uzi could be finding her mom's body in that corpse fire.
Yeah. I guess they wouldn't really need to bury the drone bodies.
Again, if they could even find it.
I mean, there's a giant spire of bodies, but they didn't bury them.
I would like, okay, even during the day, even during sunlight hours, the WDF wouldn't go anywhere near that thing. It's like, hey, this is a giant hornet's nest. Let's go poke at it.
Mm. But if you dismantle the hornet's nest, then the hornets have nowhere to nest.
I mean, yeah, but again, do you really think they're that brave?
No.
Exactly.
Brave, no. Would require careful planning and plotting. Conspiring, even.
And a damn backbone.
Or stubbornness.
So far, only one of them has been stubborn enough to do this.
Exactly.
And what is she up to?
Of the incident concluded, Khan stood in silence. Thad said nothing either. What could he say?
Yep.
Khan had to watch his wife sacrifice herself for her family. For Uzi to see that at such a young age, it was no wonder she turned out the way she did. They didn't just lose their home to the...
Wait. WDF, what are doors for? Sorry.
That fits
Couldn't
way
resist.
too well.
dream of taking it back.
Everything I've done was to honor Nori's memory. I had to make difficult choices, even if Uzi hated me for them.
Maybe that's what Uzi's trying to do.
Agree.
Honor her mother in the only way she knows how to.
Looking at where everything has led us, perhaps I've made the wrong decisions.
You think?
But if there's any choice I can make to begin
Like you're
righting
talking to
those
yourself.
wrongs,
I am.
it's bringing Uzi home safely.
You're
Right
your
on the same
subconscious.
page, Mr. Durman.
Let's get a move on then.
Right behind you, sir.
Wait!
Khan stuck out his arm. Before Thad
Wait.
could question his sudden change in tune, he grabbed the young drone by the shoulder and yanked him underneath a roofed bus stop.
What gives?
Khan shuffled and pointed a silent finger toward the sky above. Amidst the snowfall, Thad followed Khan's direction and saw it. Illuminated by the moon, a figure was cast in a blood line. They were humanoid in shape, but carried by large
great
wings
analogy.
draped in curved, jagged blades, capable of flight and sundering. The shadow was underscored by a crown of burning orange lights atop its head, alongside a thin, spindly tail marked by a similar glow.
Is that...
Khan nodded.
It's a murder drone. Keep your voice down. I doubt it's seen us.
Dude, you ruined it.
We wouldn't be talking right now if it did.
Thad clicked his mouth shut immediately, and his chest tightened. He wondered how Khan could remain so calm after witnessing them in action. Death hung above their heads and could swoop in to claim their lives in an instant. One wrong move or a sudden noise was all it would take. Noticing Thad's distress, Khan placed a finger to his lips, urging him to remain quiet. With a single, powerful beat of its wings, the murder drone resumed its flight. Khan and Thad ducked back inside the bus stop as its shadow brushed the roof, and a gust of wind followed. Once it passed, they watched it disappear down the road, leaving an orange contrail behind. Thad slumped against the interior of the bus stop.
Actually had a cone tail?
I've never been scared like that in my entire life.
Khan stared in the direction the murder drone had taken off.
It's your first time. It never gets easier. We should get moving before they...
Khan trailed off, and his face looked in horrified realization.
What is it?
When Khan said nothing, he followed his gaze and was likewise paralyzed with the same fear.
Oh no.
Uzi's tracks continued down the road. The same
Directly
road the
towards
murder drone had taken.
the spire.
If there's one thing I'd curse my parents for, barring doors, it'd be my height. This place is huge.
The large, wide interior of the assembly plant was a bitter reminder of how small Uzi was. Worker drones were built for humans, who, on average, were a couple of feet taller than their creations. It was rare for drones to be taller. Only heavy-duty drones in their construction and demolition could claim that feat. Even with her height, however, she wouldn't have been out of place if she were activated when humans ruled the planet. Eyeing the conveyor belts, she found husks of deactivated workers slumped over their stations. Ice had long crusted over their bodies,
This isn't
literally
the preview.
freezing them in time. Beyond them were taller, skeletal remains of humans who spent their final moments barking orders. She pictured the ghosts of workers toiling away under their human overseers. Entire lines of her people assembling tools and gadgets they would never use for the masses who would never appreciate their labor. Humans never fretted about workplace ethics when the majority of their workforce was comprised of machines. If one broke, they simply replaced it as they would a damaged or used up tool.
Called it.
Too real.
Good riddance.
Even with their human masters going extinct,
I kinda don't
things
blame her.
weren't much better. Unless the murder drones were stopped, they'd continue living in fear of a powerful enemy. An enemy that looked just like them. But once Uzi had her stabilizer, all of that would change.
I already have enough
She pulled a
problems.
flashlight from her bag and clicked it on, casting a cone of light. Cautiously, she pushed deeper into the factory. The utter lack of light made her search more perilous. The shadows came alive, taunting her with shapes and sounds that could only be neutralized with the limited beam of her flashlight. A shape in the dark was revealed to be a drone husk.
What's worse than a
crackling sound
newsie?
was just dust
Half of what
settling.
helped make her.
Uzi's relief quickly turned to frustration. The factory itself seemed to conspire
Which
against her.
half?
She tried to clear her mind. The shadows played scary tricks, but that was all they could do.
The inventive
It would take
half.
more than a few shadows to deter Uzi freaking doorman. But she wouldn't mind locating a power box or generator to shed some light on the place either. The foreman's offices yielded nothing she hadn't come across already: dust and bones. The gear lockers had no dice, but it didn't hurt to check. The only notable item was a magazine, but many of the pictures and letters were faded. Uzi didn't know what compelled her to peek inside the break room fridge, but a glance at the leftovers was all she needed to slam the door and pretend she never looked.
It's gotta be here somewhere.
Uzi checked the administration office next. It overlooked the entire factory floor through
Remember
a
that
large
one
glass
episode
window,
from
which was
Cowboy
overlaid
Bebop
by
now,
a
for
thick
some
layer
reason.
of darkness. The only source of light was the faint glimmer of the moon peeking through a hole in the foundation's ceiling, where the corpse spire rose through the breach and into the sky. Cloaked in darkness, the hundreds of bodies that supported the spire weren't any less unnerving. Uzi tried to think of another joke to quell her nerves, but drew only blanks. There was no joking at the expense of the dead when in their presence. Just as she was about to look away, she caught something down below. Situated at the foot of the spire, glinting in the moonlight like a star in a live stage play, was a large, cylindrical object. Uzi pressed her face against the window and focused to better make out the details. A quartet of long legs propped it up to resemble a bizarre mechanical arachnid. If she'd seen this in the dark without the aid of the moon or her flashlight, its shape might have given her a good scare. She recognized this thing from her history books, and her chest
Don't blame ya.
tightened. This wasn't an abandoned factory model. It was a murder drone landing pod. Several of these things fell from the sky on arrival night, carrying their murderous passengers who proceeded to wipe out everyone in sight. To find one here meant only one thing.
This is a murder drone lair.
Uzi stumbled away from the observatory window, her eyes hollowing with horror. The spire really had been a warning from the dead.
Dun,
A warning
dun.
she failed to heed. To
The
have
belly of
walked
the
into the
beast,
belly of the
the
beast and
lion's
not
den.
run into any murder drones was incomprehensible fortune at work.
The heart of the wolf
Every
pack.
second spent here, though, was pushing that luck.
Calm down, Uzi. The murder drones aren't here.
Just
because they're
build
out
doors.
hunting. I probably shouldn't linger, though.
There might be some
But I can't
parallels to
believe
that, actually.
stabilizer. Otherwise, all of this will have been for nothing.
Her luck in finding that component, however, wasn't as good. She'd looked everywhere in this forsaken factory and found only dust, bones, and broken machinery. Anything useful was likely picked clean long ago by other workers' settlements or murder drones? Uzi returned to the window, eyeing the landing pod with a thoughtful scratch of her chin. Of all the machinery in the assembly plant, the pod was the only
I see the
thing
problems
bound
with
to be in
it.
good
How do
condition.
ya?
Perhaps there were a
Oh,
few
do ya?
parts worth salvaging, like a stabilizer.
Voice crack
With a hum
included.
and a grin, she got another wonderful, awful idea. She had to move fast.
What?
The sun wasn't due to rise for another few hours, but that didn't mean a murder drone wouldn't show up. With haste, she left the administrative office and crossed the factory floor toward the landing pod. She fully expected to pick the door or slice her way in, even readying her trusty screwdriver. But to her surprise, it slid right open as soon as she drew near. The motion sensor located above the door detected movement and reacted accordingly.
Eh.
I guess we aren't the only ones who have grown complacent. And again, who in their right mind would willingly enter a murder drone landing pod in the heart of their lair? Well, I got myself there.
The interior of the pod was spacious enough
Invincible
for three,
reference.
as indicated
I
by
think
the
I missed
number of
my
seats in
wife.
front of a variety of monitors and control panels, each laced with buttons that Uzi didn't care to learn the functions of. Above her head, she could see the sky glass, though it was difficult to make out anything beyond the layer of accumulated snow. She didn't suppose this thing came with windshield wipers. Even humans got that right. She searched for a panel that looked important and started working with her screwdriver.
Depends on if
Once
you
she
need them.
jammed it in the right spot, the panel popped right off, granting her access to all of the mechanical goodies inside. Flicking her flashlight on, she thoroughly inspected
Now
the
she was
circuitry like a doctor examining a patient's
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here
nerves.
thinking,
Moments of searching yielded the
Omnicon?
jackpot.
Oh, God.
Behind a
I
wall
do
of
have
wires,
mustaches.
she found the sweet, familiar component she'd been pining for.
A stabilizer! Yes!
Parting
She's-
the wires, she reached in and carefully plucked it free of its port. She
She's
took
taking
a moment to
stabilizer
admire her
from
quarry in all its minuscule glory. On its own, it wasn't remarkable, but once paired with her pet project, it made all the difference. With
Eureka!
a manic giggle, Uzi drew her
GTFO.
railgun and clicked it open. She slotted the stabilizer, her grin widening at the thick
Stabilizer flying to
Clicking
me.
it shut, Uzi flipped the switch, and the weapon hummed to life. With its energy output focused through the stabilizer, the railgun vibrated softly before settling in her grasp. There was no instability or overloading. The weapon was green and primed to fire. Uzi held the weapon above her
to
head,
fire.
triumphant.
Yes! Yes! It's finally ready!
Yeah, right. That should be a
She
Uzi
itched to
blooper.
use it at the earliest opportunity. She imagined
No!
the shock and looks of everyone's faces as she returned to the colony and presented them with the head of a murder drone she blew to smithereens. They'd all realize their error and confess that she was right all along.
No!
And then she
No,
would
they
have
wouldn't.
Lizzie say it the loudest to get back at her for all those times she had bullied her and called her crazy.
Teenage.
No, they
She
wouldn't.
pictured her mother being proud of
daydreams.
her, and her dad, Uzi's
Damn it all.
joy stalled. She lowered the gun to stare at it in her hands. She left the colony, put herself in danger, and worried everyone back home sick to finish this.
I called you
She
bad 'cause
had
we're-
to show them it wasn't for nothing.
If I killed one, would you finally be proud of me, Dad?
The pod shifted, and a quick brace against one of the chairs kept Uzi from falling over. Her eyes darted to the glass ceiling above. A foot crunched on the
It's all good.
Crap! Not good!
The worst case scenario had come true. A
You
murder
were itching to
drone
use it.
came
Here's
through,
your chance.
And she was squatting in their pod.
Yep.
If it came inside, she was trapped in an enclosed space with nowhere to run or
You ever
hide.
just squat in the home
Lucy
of
examined
your
her
apex
railgun.
predators?
I don't need to run. It just need a good shot.
She took aim, swinging the weapon's barrel at the sky glass above, but saw only a footprint. The murder drone had moved. She swore internally, and her CPU raced. It wasn't aware she was inside the pod. If it had been,
Congrats,
it would
Astra.
have rushed her by now. The moment she fired, however, the element of surprise was lost. If she missed, that was all the murder drone needed to close the distance and terminate her.
Yep.
There was no margin for error. She had to make her shot count. Uzi couldn't stay in the pod. The tight space didn't favor her railgun, and she'd lose a claw fight. If she tried to leave, however, the murder drone would spot her. She needed to divert its attention first.
Wait a second.
What's that over there?
Landing pod.
Returning to the panel she fished the stabilizer from, Uzi looked over the wires. After briefly considering which ones to cut, she shrugged and used her multi-tools wire cutters to sever them all until something gave.
Yeah, screw it. Sure, why not?
Pod's interior lights blinked out.
Everything else has just been a
Uzi and
wonderful
others.
idea up to this point.
Then, emergency klaxons shrieked, indicating the failure of several key systems.
Hmm.
Uzi figured she'd hit something important if the ship was crying about it. She ran to the door, leaned against the wall beside it, and waited. After a brief pause, the automatic door flew open. The darkness cloaked Uzi's smaller frame as the murder drone entered the pod. Their attention was firmly on the malfunctioning controls of the ship, so they passed right by her. Though details were scant, Uzi could make out the bright, burning orange lights that adorned its head like a crown. It had to have been at least a head or two taller than Uzi. Trailing behind it was a tail with a vial-shaped stinger containing a bubbling liquid that shone in the dark as well. Uzi flinched as the tail narrowly brushed over her visor. She'd read about murder drone nanite acid and the gruesome effects it had on those unlucky enough to be stung and injected. The worst of it left drones melting from the inside out, beginning with a burning sensation that escalated into scorching throes until it dissolved the core. It was pain she never wanted to experience firsthand. An internal war raged in Uzi's head for a few seconds as she considered her options. She could use this opportunity to slip out of the pod, leave the assembly plant, and take her railgun back
I'd
to
rather
the
not
colony.
imagine melting
It
from the
could
inside
be
out. Thank you.
replicated and perhaps give the WDF a fighting chance.
Quick
in the
pause.
future. But
Oddly enough, I remember this really bad 1980s movie. I don't remember what it was called, but they had something similar like that as like a plot device or something. You get stabbed by something, a machine that had an injection, and it would melt you from the inside out, but it tricked your nerves and your brain into thinking it felt incredible. It was a very like gore porn film. I don't remember what it was called though.
Good. I'm glad you don't remember what it was called.
I just remember that one scene sticking out to me for some reason. I remember watching when I was like a kid or something.
I can think of a reason why, but I don't want to say that out loud.
Yeah. To be fair, the movies like that were a dime a dozen back then. Anyway, resume.
it was untested. It hadn't been used against a murder drone before, so nothing prevented her detractors
There's a
from
core
saying it
memory,
wouldn't
apparently.
work. She'd have to blow this one to Kingdom Come, bring back proof of the kill, and it would be a much easier sell. Between the fear of death and the fear of failure, the latter won out. Shifting out of her hiding spot, Uzi positioned herself in front of the open door to have an escape route. The lights on the
Damn.
murder drone's head gave her a glowing target. Clicking off the safety, she raised the weapon, leveling the sights at the back of its head. Uzi began squeezing the trigger.
This is where I prove everyone wrong. This is for you, Mom!
The railgun vibrated and the green lights ignited as it powered up. The murder drone stiffened, noticing something. Uzi did too. It was a simple oversight that she cursed herself for not realizing at this critical juncture. The darkness may have hidden her well, but it made any light source stand out more. Glowing
Like the
a
railgun.
nightlight, reflected in the black monitors and shiny metal plates the murder drone had been hunched over, giving her away.
My dialect won't live with the
Everything
humiliation
next
of being a
happened in
failure.
blur. Before
Mm.
Uzi completely
Oh,
triggered the fire,
that right there.
ducking out of her
That
initial
art
aiming vector
piece.
and lunging toward her with claws outstretched. Uzi yelped a mix of shock and horror as she stumbled backward and fell out of the pod, landing on her back with a harsh thud.
Ow.
The murder drone tore out of the pod, carried by its large wings with a whoosh. It climbed
With a
several feet
whoosh.
into the air and hovered above Uzi, bearing down on her with fangs and an aggressive X marked across its visor.
Okay, not gonna lie,
Cocking her
my
railgun, Uzi
actual
kicked up as her
very
instinct
first
switched from fight-
exposure to this entire story was that art piece. It just popped up on my YouTube recommended feed for a post that someone had made, and I love how he looks like that. Those wings and how long the claws are, perfect. I love it so much.
He's not wearing pants.
Nope.
Also, it's weird to see them with gums.
That was another thing that stuck out to me, but I love it for that. Oh man, he looks like a perfect apex predator right there. I know. I just full circle. Am I right? Like I saw the art piece, I found out who it came from, and I watched one of your videos.
I think he does have
You
paintballs.
talked about having your story on AO3. I looked it up on AO3, read the whole thing, and just followed you on YouTube. And then I think you made a link for the casting call club. And after a lot of procrastinating on my part, admittedly, I auditioned for the recast, and boom, here I am.
Yeah, by the way, he auditioned on a whim. He was waffling back and forth. It's like, should I audition? Should I not? Well, when is the deadline? Oh, like, what was it, today or tomorrow?
It was that day, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, screw it, just do it. I'm pretty confident. Thank you. I thought, I'm pretty confident in my con voice. Sure, let's just throw my hat in the ring. Thank you very much. I'm still just euphoric over it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, and now we're at episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess what, Blue?
Yeah,
You're an actual VA now.
I know, right?
Actually, you were when episode 1 came out.
Still.
A month ago.
It's 2 months, I think, actually.
No, 1 month ago.
1 month. It's just like, wow. I still can't believe it. When I got that DM from
Almost
you,
2 months.
Drone, on casting call, I was freaking blown away. That was an eventful week. Now I think about it, because isn't that when you got your new job, Kaz?
That must have been back in like April then.
It was oh god, like March, I think.
So around the same time.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
the time.
gushing. I'm totally gushing. Honestly, yeah. Like everything's fallen together really nicely. Even retakes.
I feel like I'm not
Curse my audio
providing
problems.
much commentary this time. I'm just like, listen, and snack on chicken nuggets like it's popcorn.
Yeah, no kidding. I got onto the project and I thought, oh god, I need to catch up.
He was kind of stressing about that, by the way.
A little bit. I'm also still not fully confident in my skills, but thank you again.
Well, hi, kitty.
Jingle jangle.
Oh, she purred. She trilled even.
She likes doing that. The noisy kitten that pops up in my recordings occasionally.
Yep.
Again, thank you, Drone. Honestly, I was there too. Yes, it went up by 3. But honestly, Jesus, I was there too. I was there, and then honestly, it's like DMing your first D&D campaign. You just got to do it.
Yep.
Just try it and do it and see what happens.
I mean,
Anywho, enough gushing. Back to the violence.
okay.
To flight. She made a break for the exit, but the murder drone was quicker. It slammed into the ground in front of her, cutting off her escape and throwing her into the air. As she smacked the ground, the railgun flew out of her hands and clattered along the floor. She rolled onto all fours.
Yeah, he's not wearing pants. Well, I mean, If his leg was not there, it's like, bruh, I would have to hide it.
It just means that once he kills you, he's primed to teabag you, I guess. I don't know.
No! I like to think golden retriever's better than that a little bit. Little bit. More likely to eat you, but eh.
Yeah.
Or turn you into tea.
If the short has anything to go off of, he'll
Retriever's
just
got
take
rabbits.
off an arm and swallow it whole.
No, he's got rabbits. It's confirmed. We heard it from the author. He's got rabbits.
Oh.
Hey, kitty.
She will run with this, and it will be a bit for her. As if the whole "I'll blow up to Kingdom Come" thing is any indication to that.
I love that line. That's still my favorite line of episode 1. I can't say both episodes because we're not done with this one yet. But it's so descriptive. Face. Yes, I do. I'm a sea dragon for a reason. With the memory of a goldfish too, by the way.
I could say more, but I'm not.
Probably for the best.
Yep, I know better.
What are you getting into? Oh, you found your bell. She drilled.
Eh?
The pink fuzz ball. The cotton ball.
Oh. What was that?
What?
Man, I thought I heard something. Never mind.
I didn't hear nothing.
Anywho.
Violence. But now I need to rewind. How did rewind again?
Arrow keys.
Yeah.
Uzi kipped up as her instinct switched from fight to flight.
Goldfish.
She made a break for the exit, but the murder drone was quicker. It slammed onto the ground in front of her, cutting off her escape and throwing her into the air. As she smacked the ground, the railgun flew out of her hands and clattered along the floor. She rolled onto all fours and reached for it. Uzi's eyes hollowed as the sharp sensation of a stinger tail punctured her left hand. The searing pain flooded her palm. The murder drone whipped its tail, tossing her across the factory, where she smashed into a pile of desks that crumbled under the sudden impact. Dazed, Uzi groaned as the world spun. She lifted her hand to her face and saw the gaping hole in her palm, outlined by an acidic orange ring.
Come on, move! Move or you're dead!
Craning her head, she watched the blurred form of the murder drone stabilize into a cohesive, imposing image as its tail snaked around its legs. The left hand's sharp claws retracted into its left forearm. With a flick, it drew an automatic weapon that Uzi recognized as an MP5. Uzi somersaulted as the drone opened fire, and a hailstorm of bullets whistled behind her. She broke into a mad sprint, using the machinery as cover to avoid a lethal headshot. She sharply turned behind a large machine, then slid beneath a conveyor belt to hide. It was her best hope for survival now. Another beat of the wings carried the murder drone overhead, its grace belaying lethality. She stiffened as a weight
belaying
applied to the
lethality,
conveyor belt, displacing dust that settled on her beanie and clothes. It was directly above her. Uzi cupped her good hand over her mouth to avoid making any sounds. Pain squeezed her eyes shut as her left hand continued to sting from the acid eating away at it. Would she lose her whole hand if left untreated?
Yes, and more.
With only one hand.
Stupid and sloppy. All you had to do was point and shoot.
Uzi's thoughts shifted to the corpse spire.
Am I going to die here? Am I going to be added to the pile?
She needed a way to distract the murder drone while she retrieved her railgun. It was the only weapon powerful enough to fend it off.
Power? That's it!
The circuit-chilling roar of a chainsaw was immediately preceded by the shredding blade stabbing through the conveyor belt, narrowly missing Uzi's head.
He has a chainsaw?
In surprised terror,
Chainsaw hand time?
Under the belt.
Yeah, cool.
The murder drone spread its wings to fly after her, but the chainsaw in its arm was firmly embedded in the conveyor belt, keeping it grounded.
She won't die mad, she'll die angry.
Seconds wrestling its arm free, which bought Uzi precious time to put some distance between the monster and herself. She slammed her body against the door to the administrative office and climbed the steps to the observatory deck.
Come on! Power box! Power box! There's gotta be a power box here somewhere!
Relief cascaded through her fear-racked
Screaming at the top of your lungs while you're trying to hide will help.
With a faded cautionary label reading "Power."
That's think
Uzi
she was
pried the
screaming
box
that in her
open and
head.
Started flipping switches, praying to
her
RoboGod
sake, I
that
hope so.
something would come on. Nothing.
What is she
This
hoping to
building had been out of
turn
commission
on, though?
for years. Uzi shouldn't have been surprised, but given that this was her last idea in the face of certain death, she couldn't contain her frustration.
Are you serious? This isn't fair!
The murder drone was now hovering above the factory floor, casting its shadow over the administrative office. Uzi turned a trembling head to see the mechanical angel of death staring her down. With a flap of its wings, the murder drone zoomed toward the window. Uzi struck her fists against the panel in a primal state of panic.
Something! Please work!
Yep.
Her visor
Life's
fizzled, and a
not
spark streaked from
fair.
her fingertips into the panel. The resulting feedback knocked Uzi to the floor.
There's also the saying,
She groaned,
life sucks,
turning onto
and
her
then you
stomach to see
die.
the incoming murder drone about to burst through the window with its claws poised to tear her apart. Suddenly, a large industrial arm fastened itself around the flying drone's leg. A question mark of alarm replaced the X on its visor, prompting it to look back at the rusty piece
I
of
forgot about
equipment
that part.
holding it in place.
Showing up alarm.
Had she managed to restore a modicum of power to the factory? Her answer came as rows of lights clicked on, banishing the dark to give her a full view of the assembly floor. A high-pitched whine came next, heralding the reactivation of poorly maintained but still functioning machinery. The conveyor belts rolled, automated assembly equipment resumed its
That
pattern
wasn't
movements,
her,
and
was
the hum
it?
of machinery permeated the building. Even after decades of neglect, the factory was still functional. Uzi had to commend humans for making their stuff to last. She had her opening now. As the shock
Not
of
the humans
sudden
of this
power
era.
surge wore off, the murder drone cut through the arm holding it with its claws and whirled back to the observatory window. It crashed through the window and began a thorough search under desks, into gear lockers, and storage closets to find its evasive prey. Uzi had given it the slip, however. She sped back down the steps to enter the factory floor once again. The mess of glass to her right indicated that the murder drone had opted to search the office, which boded well for her. As long as she kept out of sight, the factory's equipment would mask her movements. Crouching, she made her way to the landing pod. Her railgun wasn't far from it. She paused behind a large welding arm as a rushing wind came from the office. The murder drone had concluded its search and doubled back to the factory floor.
How did
She
the
kept
arm
hidden,
grab him, though?
peering over the machinery to spy her hunter's movements. Its head snapped in all directions, unable to discern
Like
Uzi's
plot armor?
location. It darted
That was the only arm that seemed to move. The rest of the lights turned on, but none of the other arms seemed to move. And that one just happened to grab the murder drone. She didn't do that. Someone else did.
Just keep,
There's a reason for it.
just keep going.
Ah!
across the factory
I'm
to the conveyor
reacting.
belt on the other side,
True.
searching underneath. When that yielded nothing, it slashed the belt apart, silencing its mechanical whirs. It flew up to the ceiling and used a different tactic. Its arms retracted to their claws in favor of dual missile launchers, which it used to
Great.
strafe its immediate area, knocking the machinery offline.
Don't you catch on fast?
Less equipment meant less noise to
He-
mask her movements, and she surmised the murder drone had more than enough firepower to level the entire assembly floor to find her if necessary.
Probably.
It certainly wouldn't have qualms about
By
taking her out
itself.
as collateral. Her window of opportunity was closing, but as long as it didn't see her, she still had a chance. She started moving toward the landing pod again, keeping her head down. The murder drone surveyed the damage in the wake of its missile barrage. Plumes of black smoke trailed off from totaled machines, which hissed high-pressure gas. There were no signs of a worker among the scrap heap, however. Its audio receptors picked up movement from behind. Spinning around, it glimpsed the top of the worker's black beanie bobbing just over a welding machine. It raised its arm and
It's a
fired a
great
single missile
image,
at its
actually.
target. This time, it didn't miss. The warhead collided with the welder and detonated with an earth-shattering boom, shattering the instrument into bits that littered the floor. The beanie fluttered through the air before softly landing on the ground. The murder drone descended and approached the discarded piece of attire, wondering why there were no worker body parts among the wreckage. It realized
was
its
a
mistake too late as it heard the
decoy.
familiar hum of power, followed by a green glow piercing the smoke cloud to its right. The beanie was a decoy. There was no time to process the trickery. It raised its arm to fire another missile, but Uzi had the time she needed to line up her shot using the drone's orange headlights to see through the smoke.
Clever girl.
As the dust cleared, Uzi
Yeah.
grinned.
Fight me!
Squeezing the trigger, she fired.
Doesn't he kind of?
It
The original
was one
sound effect
spectacular
too.
beam of glowing energy that bathed the entire factory in a viridian glow. The beam hit its mark, shearing through the murder drone's head and continuing to spiral through the conveyor belts, industrial machines, desks, computers, and finally the wall of the factory itself. Uzi released the trigger and admired her handiwork. Snow seeped through the breach in the wall, which was large enough to fit an entire car. Wisps of smoke hissed from her weapon as the green lights flickered to an overheated red. A miniature screen flashed from her HUD, indicating that it would be at least half an hour before it was ready to fire again. That did nothing to diminish what she'd just achieved.
That recast time, though.
The murder drone lay still in front of her, missing half of its
I'm
head.
taking gamer,
Her
come
aim
on.
was a bit off, but that didn't matter. It was dead.
Whoa! It worked! It actually worked! Suck on that, Dad!
Fix it in post.
Nobody back home thought it possible, but she'd proven them wrong. Uzi had defeated a murder drone with her weapon and wits. Her life's goal felt more attainable than ever. If the entire
And a hole in her
WTF
hand.
outfitted itself with railguns,
Yeah,
the
that's
surface
not
was
gonna
as
eat
good as
away at her
theirs.
until she's dead.
But they'd need proof. She'd considered which piece
7
to bring
victories
home
on
before
Cliff.
settling on what was left of its head. There had to be something around the factory that could help with that. Then it twitched. Uzi froze in horror. She prayed it was a post-mortem spasm of circuitry.
Nope.
The body didn't just twitch. Its legs moved to orient the corpse upright. The remnants of its head seeped from liquid
Hey,
alloy that
DBZ
coagulated
abridged
into the portion
reference.
that had been blown off.
They regenerate?
Doy.
That's so cheap!
Her railgun was useless.
Yeah, not
She
gonna
couldn't
lie.
survive a full half hour of cat and
In
mouse
the
with this
original
thing.
episode, when I
Dismayed,
saw
Uzi
that for the
searched
first
for
time,
something,
I literally
anything
just
that could
shouted,
help.
"Oh, that's not even fair!"
I mean, get 3 for the whole planet. They gotta have some kind of defense.
For real.
Used while it was
And
still
also, for
recovering.
real.
She backed against the spire and spotted a worker's arm sticking out.
Give me a hand!
Uzi plucked the limb from the corpse to rush the murder drone. Its head completely solidified as Uzi let out a yell and smacked it across the face with her improvised weapon. The murder drone
Dong.
stared, and Uzi reared for another swing until it smiled pleasantly.
Did you just slap me with that arm?
Uzi stared in slack-jawed confusion. The murder drone had just spoken to her?
Yes.
They spoke?
Holy crap, it talks.
There's the boy! There's the boy! Woohoo!
Why?
Why not?
I will slowly die inside.
You should just expect that to be a theme. Every ending's gonna be a cliffhanger.
I thought every episode was supposed to be horror themed, not cliffhanger.
Horror movies always end on cliffhangers.
Do they?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes!
Also, ignoring the thumbnails, but that is the music I listen to. Apparently now.
La la. It's so good.
Fingers
to hear
are the
Solar's
worst.
end. Oh god. I'm getting flashbacks to my reaction to episode 8 ending. Oh, screw that noise. But that's episode 2. Thoughts? Questions?
What do you mean ignore your thumbnails?
The thumbnails are
What?
fantastic. You kidding me?
No, I was talking about these thumbnails. Ignore these thumbnails. Don't ignore these ones. Don't ignore these ones.
But yeah, what'd you think?
Processing.
He.
This is all one day.
Yeah. There's 3 episodes to go too.
Are all 5 episodes in one day? Which is no good, very bad day. There's a terrible, awful, no good, very bad day.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're all within 24 hours.
It's the night that never ends.
She's gonna have no battery. No battery. Low battery.
Heh.
Hey. Disease bad turn day.
A never-ending night of mayhem and fun and all across your hand.
A hole in your hand that nanites to keep eating forever until there's nothing left of you. Also,
Just ignore
how
the
does
pain.
wait? How does wait? They have to be coded for something very specific, no? Yeah.
What, nanites?
Yeah. Because like otherwise they would have eaten the entire world. How many times they use nanites?
Could just be that
And
they
I'm
dissolve anything or break anything down on a molecular level that's just happened to make up whatever alloy that they're all made out of.
would have to be. Except for saliva for some weird reason.
Precisely.
But also, I find it funny. She's nano machines. She's like, bite me. I was like, well, you kind of will. Sort of.
That's the point.
The whole factory part was interesting because I don't remember the factory being in the original area.
Oh, it wasn't.
I don't want a
It
murder
wasn't.
drone
That
to
was
bite you.
all precise. No, 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 no.
But he kind of does bite her because she has to put her hand in his mouth. But spoilers. But yes,
Bleh.
I thought we would get to that part in this episode. And no,
The episode's already over
no.
50 minutes long. You just want more.
Yes,
You wish to binge.
yes.
Yeah. The factory was a really, really good choice, by the way.
Processing that into my repression.
Oh boy, that repression folder's starting to get kind of full.
Just put it in a zip folder.
External hard drive, maybe? Would that be like an extra brain for the drones? Who knows?
That is a good point.
Hmm.
Brain space will be fine. Memory's not that expensive yet, right?
No self-existential crises or ships of Theseus going on here. No way.
Have you heard of the ship of Theseus?
Anyway.
Words. All I have is a feeling, and it's big, but no word.
This also means
It's like but also like but also like and then like what end?
Wow, I'm actually watching her like characterize emotes in
Hi.
real life.
Yes. Unfortunately,
This is
my
a new
model doesn't register my arms, otherwise they would be waving above my head.
Options are optional.
Seriously, I can't even stick my tongue out either. I'm just sad because I actually do that a lot. Apparently.
You do, actually.
Lucy is repeatedly punching at no avail. She just slapped me with that arm. Like, yes, I did. And I'm going to again! Smack!
Oh, man. You don't even get the answer to who specifically did the deed of killing Nori.
Pitiful bud.
That was not expected. Just a little. I don't know why, but it really reminded me of a sound effect from Soul Calibur. Just, I don't know why. My brain just went there. Might be the delirium, but I don't know. Yes, that's another thing I want to know personally.
And that's how I met your mother. Was there a yellow umbrella involved?
No, it was purple.
That tracks a little too hard.
But oh, dear love of my life.
Yeah.
Any questions for me or Stahl or Hesu here? She's processing. I can almost like envision the loading icon above her forehead right now.
Actually, it's more like metallic gears turning around like a clock
That
tower. Uh, question not loaded, but ask a question, any question. Okay, why is purple?
because it's awesome.
You didn't say the question had to make sense. I said, why is purple? Not why is Uzi purple. Not why is a purple a color between red and blue. But why is purple? And can you smell the color 9? Also, I get the feeling Yeva may have sold out Nori's family for some weird reason, and that might be why they don't live in the same place, even though they were close at one point, and Nori and Doll are really good friends. But also, I cannot answer that. That's beyond Cog's wisdom. But also, the narrator? The narrator with okay, there's both. There's like the narrator and then there's also the storytelling. So like the narrator part, whenever he's describing her going through the facility and stuff, and like he was right above her. And he's like leaned in. You can actually like hear him lean in towards the mic, and like it almost sounded like he cupped his hands around the mic to make it get that deep, bassy type reverb. It's like, damn, give that guy a raise.
He's really good at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's like, first off, give the narrator a raise. I know you all work for free, but give the narrator a raise. And another thing, like the storytelling of the fight and the moving around, and like when technically we don't know their name yet, but when the murder drone like burst through and was like looking for him and blowing things up and everything, I was like, dang. Like I think I pretty much kind of stood here. I don't even remember if I made my character move around. Honestly, I was not paying attention to my character. Just floating in space
you
right
were
now.
not. You were barely moving.
Dude, dude, y'all were talking about a movie earlier? Yeah, no, I was watching it in my head. I was just sitting there, just watching it, and then, like, little voice in the back of my head was like, you're supposed to be reacting to this, otherwise you're kind of just, like, sort of not really pirating them, aren't you? React, damn you! And meanwhile, my brain is like, watch.
You're just absorbing it. You're
And
a
I
sponge.
Yeah. And I still think someone else was in there controlling her because I don't think she's the one that actually turned everything on, the power that she tried to trigger. I think someone was talking during that and I didn't quite catch every single word of the narration for that part. Something about like she caused a spark to hit and it like flew her across the room. But I don't know. I don't know. And also knowing what we know now, I don't know if that was an activation of her or an activation of power or a what. A lot of people in the live chat said the episode didn't feel like it was an hour long, so I take it that's a good sign the pacing was. Yeah, no,
Look,
correct,
when a
correct. It
good
was, it
time,
was.
when a good story flies by and nobody realizes just how long they've been spending like listening to it or reading it, that's the sign of an amazing story. And
Mhm.
don't sell yourself short, Drone Stall. This is an amazing story. It really, really is.
Yeah, it was good pacing, and I'm glad. Like, even though you did have the cutaway scenes, right, where you would switch back to Thad and Khan, and you would go away from Uzi's side, and you would kind of go back and forth a little bit. I'm glad you did that part earlier rather than later, because if you would have broken up the combat and the action, then it would have slowed down the pacing. We would have had that roller coaster effect going on again. So the fact that y'all did that before just allowed that you don't want to break up a fight scene like this very often, especially
No.
when it's as involved as it is, and you have to keep track of so many moving things. Like, oh, he went into the office. It may seem like a random detail, but it may come in handy to know later. So it's like that's something that we need to keep track of because it was something that was mentioned explicitly. But I will tell you this, Kaz, Nori's power activating is the same sound effect you heard when the power box came on. Ah.
Wink, wink.
Okay. Now I have a new theory about the mechanical arm that grabbed him. Yep, that tracks. Because that was another one of my theories, but I thought that was like a sub theory. I thought maybe Khan and Thad were there. And clever girl gets jumped and nommed to death by Uzi. Ah! She's annoying my head. That's another. That
Wait, when did this get reversed?
is. So, blooper reel win. Episode 3 and 4 and 5. One more.
Assembly is required.
Ah. Oh yeah, I prefer to let the action scene play
Oh,
out in
definitely.
full. Khan and Thad are in the B plot to the story. Uzi's the main focus, so that's why I kept her section uninterrupted once she got to the factory. Also, take this into account. Uzi should have been dead as early as her railgun going boom. Very fair. The literal subplot. I may release a
By
blooper slash
chiseling
outtake
with
reel at some point.
persuasion.
Yeah. We already saw it heal the cracked glass of her visor. Well, saw, quote unquote. Heard it mentally saw.
It did.
Yeah. Just like how Pixar did back in the day.
Yes, we really should.
Also, this is not to do with murder drones. But yeah, you should go on a date with Xenos.
Tangent.
Yep. Her biceps was right before the railgun. Oh, it was right before?
Mm-hmm.
I missed that part. I missed that detail.
Might need to rewatch it again.
I might. I think I may have been distracted by wanting to see the rubric. Still do, by the way.
She's not going to let this go, by the way.
No! For as long as the teacher is a character that exists, I am not letting that rubric go. Goldfish attention span, and yet I will latch on to the random things. Ah, yes, I'm excused to watch episode 1 again.
I am also fully not ashamed to admit this, but I've been doing my damnedest to actually listen to episode 1 every day that I've been at work since its release. I love listening to it. It's so good.
What the
I can't get enough of it. And now that there's another one, woohoo, time to start a playlist.
It's a Kubrick now. Maybe that's why the not scoring. That's why the grading doesn't make sense to me. It's because it's cubic cubic
is
grading. God, I speak English.
Like nothing.
So throw in the background at work.
Also, the teacher's reaction. I'm supposed to get paid?
Damn. Well, it's a cup with dirt in it. I call it cup of dirt. Does it have gummy worms? Is the dirt made of crushed Oreos? Because then it would be interesting, indeed. And you could call it a culinary product, technically.
Brayden,
nope,
do you
just
have
dirt.
anything else to contribute to your presentation?
Nope, just dirt.
Take your seat, Brayden. You get a C. Lizzie, you're up next.
And the doors that are wrong.
God. Gotta feel bad for the teacher at this point. Just dealing with all these teenagers that are somehow also like 7 and 8 years old as drones.
Being vain here. I love how I adjusted the episode 2 thumbnail. It shows where he is outside the walls. True,
Mhm.
there's snow. Whereas in this one, there's not snow.
Much more open to the elements and the threats that loom in the dark.
Under the blue moon, a heavy cloud of snow and is looming in the shadows behind her. Wait, can you actually see the... Where is the thumbnail?
Well, I mean, you were looking at it.
Okay. Oh.
Whoop.
But what if I want to see thumbnail in bigger size?
I'm going to show the Pediatrics Center why the doors are the most important thing in our lives.
Let it play? That's it. Makes the kids sicker. Oh, there it is. Also, sorry, I sneezed.
I love how perfectly you isolated N's visor and his fangs. Just, ooh, it's so creepy.
Wait, but that's not the same.
What do you mean?
Thank you. This is just an X, but this one, they're two eyes. See how they have the ends?
Jingle jangle.
Yeah. Not what I meant to do. But that works. See, they don't have the little ends. I thought it was
I don't
still
even
an
know what you
X
would
anyway.
call those.
It's like this would be like an X on the keyboard, but then like this would be like someone took a capital I and then overlaid it with another capital I.
I guess an analogy is one like a keyboard X, meanwhile this one looks like a crossbones.
Kinda.
Either way, I still think it works great.
It's weird that they have gums. And actual teeth, too. They didn't have actual teeth in the show, I don't think.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah, they did. What I'm surprised you're not questioning is the fact that they have tongues.
Haven't seen tongues yet.
Fair.
Although I think they did have tongues in the show. Silver tongues, precisely.
Bleh.
Because they're silver tongued serpents.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. What if their saliva, since they don't really need saliva, but what if their saliva is actually the anti-nanite secretions from their tongue, and their tongues are silver because... I'm sorry, you did what now?
Yeah.
He
The
licked
first episode.
Bee's sword.
Yeah. I'm so sorry about this. Have fun repressing this. Bleh.
Ew! Like Bee's sword to weird her out so he could knock her out.
It worked.
Yeah, I bet. That might be why I repressed it. I don't want to remember that.
Too bad.
Ah.
But on that segue, I
Did
am
not consent to that.
really looking forward to hearing to hearing N, of course, but also hear V and J next episode. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Also, spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, they're talking about V anyway in the chat.
I know, but spoilers. We'll see a lot of good
Don't worry.
stuff next episode. Good.
Don't worry. I'm saving the real spoilers for after the entire story's wrapped up.
Dude, we're picking up on this part right after it speaks. Yes, that is the good stuff. I want to see the awkward reactions and the awkward conversation. And then the realizing that they're both a threat to each other at a certain point.
This story's great. This project's great. I love it.
It is. It's big.
So still just pure reaction and emotion right now? Have your thoughts settled down in the chaotic ocean that is your brain?
It is a chaotic ocean. And the ocean is a soup, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yes, I did. Oh my god, I never thought about that. Oh my god, you're right. It's also been a long time since I've watched A Bug's Life. I need to watch that again.
And yes. He knows there's a transformer. Transformer with lots of swords. Lots of swords. Kinda like our lovely friend here, Sword Fingers.
Where?
It is a very salty soup. How can I answer? You said I couldn't say another word, but that itself is words. Dave is the nearest wall. Scissor hands. I mean, yeah, actually.
Jay needs a good stiff drink after that.
I mean, she could technically, but I think V might punch or kick her back.
She can try. They both can try. Although I don't exactly want to know what the implications of a drone cat fight would be like.
Hmm. It's the matter he has it while singing.
It's in my head now. No. Okay. Oh, hello, kitten. How are you doing?
Uzi designed the railgun. Why did she design it to have glowy effects? Aside from, obviously, it's in the show like that. But, like, why the glowy effects specifically?
There you go.
But cool does not equal smart. And if you're gonna build a weapon, you want to build it smart, not cool. Because smart keeps you alive. Cool, not so much.
These robots are hyper advanced pieces of technology from 1,000 years. That does not mean that they are all intelligent.
You cut out
My
for half
point...
of that.
God! Okay. They're all hyper advanced robots from over 1,000 years in the future. That does not mean that these robots are smart. I gesture to Lizzie.
Fair point. Spec?
I'm reminded of Monsters versus Aliens. You please forgive him. He doesn't have a brain. Yeah, it turns out you totally don't need one. Completely overrated.
Did you forget how to breathe? Do you need Doc to tell you to suck in?
I am so proud of you for remembering that scene.
How could I not? What do people scream when they see you coming? Susan. The amount of specs a drone has determines how smart they are.
There you go.
Fine.
Exactly.
32 RAM. If Uzi's running off a 32 RAM, she needs an upgrade.
Oh, that movie's really, but oh so good. And again, most DreamWorks movies are good.
Nowadays, maybe, but this takes place like 1,000 years in the future.
Mm-hmm. 3071. Oof.
Oof. At least an 8 gigabytes. At least an 8, maybe 16.
Big oof.
There you go. That's the drone's insults. You're an 8 gig RAM. Instead of saying you're stupid, you just say you're an 8 gig RAM. This is a 16 RAM. Only uses 8 gigs.
Your processing speed is so slow, it's in 8-bit.
No. At this point, my brain might.
I feel like 8 gigs is a little generous.
Yes.
Oh, bet.
If not 64.
What would cons be then? Maybe 16.
128.
Whoa.
4
There you go.
RAM. Oh God. Get a whole religion I ain't shot. No, wait, I got it. He's using 4 RAM of memory, but he thinks it's cool because he thinks he's a 4x4 RAM truck.
Oh. Oh, that.
He thinks he's retro cool.
That level of cringe was nuclear.
I just killed my chat, bombing it with all this awesomeness. Yes.
Oh Lord.
Seems like the type that deserves. Well, I don't think he quite deserves it because even he was trying to talk to Khan and be like, "Believe in your daughter, man." Again, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Uses one stick instead of 2 because he thinks less mean better. Oof. Wait, no, we did meet Todd.
He lowers his amount of RAM because, closer to number 1.
Oh God. No. You don't want 1 RAM. No. Oof.
Exactly.
I mean, then again, who knows? Maybe in. Oh God. Maybe in that kind of environment, they would have the equivalent of solid state drives. It's like HHD versus SSD. How we made that upgrade, and it did shrink. Like, it got a whole lot smaller. So
I think N has 32 personally. I mean, he is a war machine after all.
The ability to kill does not make you intelligent. But then by that logic, what would classify as intelligent for robot, or specifically these ones? Specifically drones. Yeah, because I has 128.
There you go.
Slightly less than standard. Ah, but what is standard?
What about the Cradlers then?
The what now?
Uzi's generation of drones.
Ah.
That's what I was equating it to.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I agree that Jay has a She has a big head. That doesn't mean that it's
Full of hot air and anxiety.
and battery acid.
Mm. I'd say creating a whole society is a good indicator of sentience and intelligence.
Even if it's in mimicry, I agree.
I'm gonna have 0 productivity. Sounds like my day.
I got an action item for you. Belches her freaking brains out.
Then as soon as the red phone.
God, who would have 64?
Depending how focused they are in school. Oof.
Oh, she absolutely okay. She ate the tile on that clip right there.
Like, I love this tile. It's my new home.
Also, just saying that short was awesome. I hope they make more.
Heavy. To synergy.
If anything, it was nice to, even if it's not technically considered canon, I think it's canon. It's nice to see Jay cut loose. It's just good to know that she doesn't permanently have a stick up her aft. All right. Oh Lord.
Confirmed.
That's never a good thing.
Yeah, but can robots get drunk?
She did.
Or she just acted like it, placebo effect.
I think she sobered up real quick when the big scary red phone rang.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anyone would if they got a call all of a sudden from their boss.
Mm-hmm. On one of their nights off.
Mm-hmm.
The downside of being on call.
But anywho, any further questions pertaining to the story, like, the recharging pads like you did last time?
How do they, a morbid question, first off, preface this, but how did they make the corpses stick together to form a spire? Did they tie the limbs together, or do they stick them with, I don't know, sticky putty? Because wouldn't gravity have pulled them down at a certain point? Because you can only do so much with, like, the Leaning Tower of, was it Leaning Tower of Pisa? I keep wanting to call it pizza, and it's like, no, it's not a pizza.
I blame Astral for that, by the way.
Totally Astral's fault. Yep. 100%.
Like, I don't know. It could be maybe some kind of solvents that they create on their own that they just use to help create like some form of like a cement for the corpse spires.
There is. Maybe. Ooh, or they could use the nanites to kind of dissolve them a little bit and then just roll on them. Okay, probably N would. I couldn't see V doing this. But just roll on them to then make the nanites stop once it's kind of like melted together.
Yeah.
Hey, Astral, pizza and ham. Have fun with that.
Oh Lord. Well, at least he's not in VC.
He could join. He has the role.
Actually, wait. I do remember in the pilot episode, one of the things that they did use to help hold the spire up were cables that they attached to nearby buildings. but those are more so used for like near the base and whatnot, and maybe halfway up the structure. Not really anything pertaining towards the tip of the spire.
Hmm.
But it is still a good question, I feel.
And you did mention Copper 9 had an atmosphere, which that I kind of find a little bit surprising, but just a little bit. So does that imply there would be wind? Would the wind potentially cause problems for the corpse spire? How would they handle natural disasters?
Well, if there was a core implosion, that means that, well, there's no more activity within the planet. So, unless if it's starting to collapse under its own gravitational field, I don't think that there would be anything like earthquakes or anything like that anymore. But that's just
I'm
my personal theory.
I'm thinking about like a tornado or like a dust storm.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, because if there's
Fair.
no plant life either, that means there's no trees to break the wind, so the wind can just continue to gather speed.
But there's also all the derelict buildings everywhere.
Those would serve as the windbreak.
Also,
But
wait,
even then,
false. False. There were trees in episode 4.
but they would need some sort of heat for energy.
And didn't say they were alive. She is going nuts over that. My
She
word.
loves that pink cotton ball, I swear.
It's not even
Copper
noisy.
9
She
has
just
weather anomalies. If they knock down a spire, they would just have to build it back up.
that
Ah,
sounds sucky. Oh
yeah, at
man.
that point, why bother building the spires?
Why make a spire? Just make a giant mound or something. I don't know.
Mountain of bodies. Pile of bodies. Pile of heads.
Thank you.
To warn their prey.
Presentation.
Ah. They gotta make the spires have a face and then just like open up the jaw and like prance out on the tongue and be like, I'm here, fear me.
No, no. Look at the effect it had on Uzi.
Oh, the ice twice. Oof.
I mean, she almost turned tail and ran right back to the colony because of seeing said spire. It's effective.
Yeah. It basically says, hey, warning, psychopaths are here.
It's also like a warfare tactic, like going into enemy territory and just seeing your
It's a
allies as heads on pikes and whatnot.
yeah, it's
Back
a
in the
terror tactic.
Mm-hmm. It works. And since the murder drones are essentially supposed to be living monsters, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I built this spire, it's just gonna get knocked back down by a freaking gust of wind. Presentation, brat.
I'm so sad we never really got an interaction like that between Jay and Z at all in the show.
True. It almost seemed like Jay was avoiding Uzi.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're done? Okay, I want to ask more questions about that later. But in the meantime, congrats. That's the new end content thing that I was working towards.
Yeah, speaking of psychological trauma, I'm pretty sure Jay had trauma
Taking the rail
seeing the railgun again.
yeah.
As well as the one who did the deed. I'm trying to avoid spoiler talk too terribly much. Did the deed in the original episode.
Yeah. I liked it when they saw the railgun again, and you could see the little like warning danger sign.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, actual threat. Yeah.
It's like, oh, so she did remember. Neat.
Yeah.
thinking back, I think this episode was. I think this one had the second most number of lines. I had
101.
most for
You did have quite a lot of
Yep.
speaking parts in that.
a lot, yeah.
It's not a lot, but it's our life. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Sorry, you're just saying it's a lot, and then me immediately following it with it's not a lot.
But it was a lot of lines this episode, and I either it was one or a later episode that I had the most number of lines. I want to say it's the later episode, but not getting into details for that yet.
True. I'm surprised that Khan actually went out.
Yeah, I love how this version of Khan is portrayed. He actually has a spine somewhat.
I'm real curious now. I know I'm entering spoiler territory, so don't tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna theorize, sort of. And I'm really curious to see how it's gonna go, because in the original show, there's a point where Uzi feels betrayed by her dad. And we haven't covered that point yet. So I'm curious to see how we go from Khan going out in the snow to rescue Uzi to that sort of scenario. I'm curious to see how that transition is going to play out, because if that transition does end up playing out and that betrayal does happen, that's going to make the betrayal hit so much harder. Because in the original show, we kind of assume, oh, dad is involved in her life, therefore dad must be good dad. Dad must be like an actual present father figure. And then come to find out in the actual show, we didn't really see that. And it wasn't actually portrayed as that. It was left as an audience assumption until later.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the biggest shortcomings of the show, I feel, is we don't get to see Khan's development as a character. Even though he's honestly an integral part of the entire story. Like the version of him that we got in episode 5 versus how he was in 7, it's like, okay, something happened in the background. We don't know what, but it was significant. And it's honestly a bit of a crime that they didn't show us that.
In the actual show, the only switch like that we ever saw was him going to that parent-teacher conference.
That's a big step up, even if he was really in his own head.
That's as much of the switchover as we saw.
That and him getting more involved with the prom episode. Like actually making
Not
a
the
point
doors.
to be in his daughter's life.
Not to pretend once.
It sounds to me like she's just bored in your class and all the other kids suck.
I will nail a door to your face.
Like, he actually got angry at that with that line, and I like it.
Maybe that's why he's too in his head too much. He put up too many mental walls with no doors in his head.
Oh, they're not walls. Everything's a door.
That's permanently welded shut.
They can be opened. I can open them at any time. I just choose not to.
So basically a wall.
See, you get it.
Doors only function as doors if you can actually open them and walk through. But if they stay permanently shut, then they're not really doors, are they? They're walls. With extra steps.
A door is a wall, and it can help protect you, but it can also be a gateway. Sure, it helps you get from one point to another, but it can also be your next step in life. You may never know what's on the other side. Just like me, I will never know what's on the other side because I don't open up mine.
I'm squinting at you and my eye is twitching at the same time.
Good. I was doing my best to ad-lib right there, not gonna lie. this might be being up for, oh god, 20 hours? I think I need to start going to bed.
What is sleep?
Yeah, no problem. I was about to just hop off as well. I need sleep. But thanks for hanging out, y'all.
Yeah. Thank y'all for hanging out and joining us. Sorry I didn't have too many more questions. Honestly, I think my brain is still in movie mode. Just watching this scene unfold in my head over and over and over and over and over again.
It's a good story. It's a really good story.
And like the sneaking around and then the trying. How did she come up with the idea to try to search for power? And what did you think? Okay, actually, now I do have a question. What did you think the power source would be in the cellar? They don't usually have power boxes, in the back of an area that's populated. You usually keep and they have a circuit breaker kind of in like the back of a closet. But if it's someplace where it was supposed to be populated, then usually they wouldn't have the power there because then it could actually pose a real hazard. Unless you're talking about like an emergency stop. You know how they have like the emergency stops at gas station? Then those can be where in the populated area. Yeah, like a hospital generator.
I mean, maybe, to be fair, though, it was also like a factory. Typically, the power sources for those are pretty easily accessible. Speaking from experience there.
You cut out half of there.
Mother.
It's typically like and typically those power sources are easily acceptable or accessible.
Yeah, they are typically easily, or at least more readily accessible inside of a warehouse, which this was a factory warehouse, to be fair.
Was it the warehouse? I thought it was the factory plant itself, because it had conveyor belts and stuff.
Same diff.
No, it's not.
And if anything else, maybe they changed the building codes between now and 1,050 years from now. Who knows?
1,050 years from now, you have one restroom, pee only. The other restroom, poop only. The third one, good luck.
You're assuming that they're restrooms. Also, where that actually? Wait, no, I don't want to know where that thought came from.
Hi, kitty. That's the power cord for my piece. Oh, yes, kill that, please. Bug. Good girl.
Oh.
I'll leave you to it. Please don't pull that cord, though. In your hunt for the bug.
Be careful.
I don't know if it's an earwig or a spider, but either way, it's going to be a toy now. And
or food.
Potentially food. Yeah. Good girl. Ow. Good kitty.
The kitty in this story is the murder drone.
V?
Yeah.
I don't think cats eat bugs, not gonna lie. This one does.
Oh,
she literally picks up earwigs with her paws and like throws them around the bathroom and then like runs over to where she threw them and then bats them all the way to the other side of the bathroom and it just goes back and forth and then eventually
might be food, could be a toy.
Both. It's both. And meanwhile, Felix is just like, oh, what's this? Bat, bat, bat. Smack.
Yeah. If it's a source of protein, they will eat it.
Cats, plural. Oh, hi.
Proudly, yes, they are all psychos. And they are our psychos.
Well, this psycho's tail just smacked the bottom of my foot. Hi. Definition of playing with your food. Oh, absolutely. The cat's in the balcony.
Days, I'm gonna have to share. One of these days on the Discord, I'm gonna have to share photos of my cats with y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, we have 3 of them.
Yeah. One used to be a stray, one used to be a barn cat, and one used to be a feral. The feral one is the one that likes to play with the bugs. Kind of tracks.
And the feral one just had her first birthday last week.
Yeah. Please tell me you got the bug. Completely ignoring me. I swear she has a +5 to all her contracts. Meanwhile, Rita has a plus 15.
I could agree to that. Anywho, I am going to hop off just so that I can rest.
Ooh, congrats. Congrats on finishing Stormblood.
Oh, sweet. Ah. I will check this out later. But until then, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. The
And
cat has an 8 RAM size.
Agreed. They're a little
Yep.
too smart sometimes.
Dude, Rita knows English, I swear.
But I bid y'all good night.
Thank y'all for joining me. And that was Blue, who did the voice of Con. Ah, buenas noches. Sayonara. I should actually be wrapping up my stream too. So we'll move that back over here. Yeah. 6 hours isn't the longest stream I've done, but it is pretty long. Thank y'all for joining me today. And I think I'm gonna call it a night here. One of these days I will actually come up with a real outro. Yeah. Thank y'all for existing and have a good night.